Alright guys, hope you're doing well. This is Rowlands here, and I'm a nutritional balancing practitioner. And in this video, I want to talk about sympathetic dominance, the pulling down exercise, and how sometimes if you don't do this, then you don't really get very far in healing. Now, I think this is a secret for a few people, and usually it's a problem for people that are really in a really challenging position with their health, and people who are chronically stuck in sympathetic dominance. Usually it's people that have like really low sodium and potassium levels, potassium at maybe 1 or 2, and sodium at 1, 2, 3, 4. But really it's for people that have been stuck in the sympathetic dominance chronically for a while. And there's a secret to coming out of it. And if you don't, in my opinion, get the secret right and understand how to get out of it, I don't personally think that people can move forward with the healing. Basically, the problem is when you're really stuck in sympathetic dominance, and the sympathetic chronic fight or flight nervous system is switched on chronically. Basically, what feeds that is mental activity, thinking. The best way to describe it is if you imagine that your body is in debt, maybe let's say 200,000 k, 300,000 k in debt. It's in debt, sort of nutrition, malnourishment, stress, etc. And the aim of the game is to basically pay off your debt, which would be to heal. One of the issues is when you're in debt and your mind is racing, it's going go like a beehive, like a swarm of bees in your mind. You struggle to pay off the debt because the mind is using up a vast amount of nutrients, and these people are usually generally quite intelligent already, usually spiritually orientated. They want to be successful. They're usually sort of entrepreneur mindset sort of people, and they'll sort of like be on this healing journey, and they've tried everything. They've tried all these different things, and they don't really seem to be getting anywhere. And I say to them, it's because you're stuck in sympathetic dominance, and your body's in debt, but your mind is keeping you in debt because it's burning up all these nutrients. And the technique is to try and slow down the mind, trying to stop it, so the body can catch up. And if you can do as many saunas as you want, as many coffee enemas as you want, you can do the diet. But in my opinion, for some people, when it's very chronic, there's just no way of really solving the healing problems, because of this issue that people have when they're stuck in sympathetic dominance. So I had it. I spoke to someone yesterday who also has it. That was an interesting conversation for me, because this particular individual, I spoke to them quite a while ago, maybe 2 years ago, maybe, and I personally thought that I knew what the problem was when I spoke to them, which was what I'm explaining now. But the individual sort of went off in quite a few different directions, trying to find the answers, and I knew if I was correct that this individual would keep coming back to me because they wouldn't be able to get out of the problem. And lo and behold, that happened. We got a hair test from the individual, and they was chronically in this situation. So I was correct, and I basically told this person what I'm saying to you guys now, and I think it sort of hit home, and they realised that the reason why they're not really getting very far is because of this problem that I'm talking about. So I'm going to tell you how to get out of it. Um, and yeah, you should really be doing this anyway. Basically, I was in this situation too, so I had to figure it out. And I can tell you now, without doing it, I don't think I would have got out of the sympathetic dominance pattern. So basically, the aim of the game is to try and turn off the mind. So, you know, nowadays we would do the pulling down exercise, which would be to sort of pull energy down the body, and to, you know, you're concentrating on one thing, and that sort of helps to shut off the mind. But 10 years ago, when I began the program, the pulling down exercise was slightly different. It was called the Roy Masters Meditation Observation Exercise. And what we used to do is we used to concentrate on our fingers. So we would basically concentrate on our fingers, on the index finger for 10 seconds, on the middle finger for 10 seconds, on the little finger for 10 seconds, and pull down at the same time. Now, in my opinion, I think people who are really chronically stuck in this particular situation, the main thing for them to do is just try and get a grip over the mind. So what I say to people is just try to work initially on the hand exercise. So basically, this is how it goes. You lie down, you close your eyes, you find a comfortable position. You can use your left hand or your right hand, and your hand can be facing the ceiling. And all you have to do is you have to concentrate on your one finger for 10 seconds. So when you're doing that, usually you'll feel the fingers tingling a little bit. Dr. Wilson used to say that was the chi, or energy, running through your body. But that's what you need to do, 10 seconds, and then you move on to another finger for 10 seconds. Then you move on another finger for 10 seconds. Now what's happening here is your mind is going to be basically like a beehive. You're going to be thinking, I can't even do this. That's how, if you do this and you can't do it, that's actually a sign that you need to do it, right? You need to do it. So what you need to do is you need to force yourself every day to do it. And what happens is you train your mind to go back to the fingers, back to the fingers, back to the fingers, back to the fingers, over and 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 over again. You know, some days is going to be difficult, some days is going to be easier. And what I say to people, it's a little bit like running a marathon. In the beginning, it's going to be really freaking hard. So expect it to be hard, and don't complain too much when you're struggling to do it. The more you struggle to do it, it means the more you actually need to do it. And you probably won't be able to get out of many of your health situations without doing it. And what you'll find is after a while, might take a month, might take a couple of months, you'll get better at it. Basically, you'll instead of it being you can't even communicate from your brain to your hand, you'll be able to do it for 5 minutes. You'll be able to get a connection, and you'll slowly start to find your mind is getting tamed a little bit. It sort of calms down and gets tamed. That's the first thing to do. You know, try and do it for 10 minutes every day, then 20 minutes. And if you can work up to half an hour, and ideally an hour every day. And I say that's all you need to concentrate on, just getting that sorted out. The pulling down you can start integrating further down the line. But the problem is the mind is so vicious, the mind is so active that they struggle to even do this exercise rather than integrate pushing down as well. So just do that exercise until you get good at it, because without slowing that mind down somewhat, these people are going to be chronically stuck in whatever position they're in. It doesn't really matter really what you do. From my experience, it's going to be sort of difficult to get out without doing that. So make it a habit. Try and do it whenever you can. You know, I used to do it on my lunch break and my breaks when I used to be working with Robert Morgan in Thailand, and I used to come home and do it. And like I say, in the beginning it was horrendous. So difficult. But after a while, I got good at it, and I learned my mind tamed, and the debt was my body could divert energy elsewhere in my body to pay off the debt. It was really, really key to my healing. And as a practitioner now, I know for some people that's the same thing. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Speak to you soon.